All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everyone here to the State of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
And I'm Neon Fawkes.
Gian Fawkes. I said it wrong already. We messed up. This is a live show, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't get a word out without messing it up. Neon Fawkes is where? In Seattle, right?
Yep. I'm visiting Seattle, and then tomorrow I'm off to Portland.
And hence the robot-sounding microphone,
yes.
I guess, you know?
Yes, I'm using my Bluetooth headphones, so...
Nice. That is fantastic.
Do I sound better or worse? Does it make my voice deeper?
I think we're going to have to put it out to the audience. If you guys are listening in live on the IRC or on the YouTube chats, just let Mr. Neon Fawkes know. Is it an improvement, or if it is not? Because, you could use the Bluetooth next week, too. I don't care. I'm a little partial to you use a Yeti, right? Or no?
No. Yeah, well, no. I use a, Audio Technica at home.
Yes.
The 2020.
The old 2020.
Yeah.
Sweet deal.
By the way, for those listening, that first track you just heard before we jumped on was LeBrock's Heartstrings, the Wolf Club remix.
That was a premiere, too. A premiere remix.
Ooh.
I think it comes out next week. And the good old boys over at Fawkes, they hooked us up with that little remix. That is the Wolf Club remix. Pretty
Sweet.
groovy. Yeah, so...
I like Wolf Club. I like LeBrock.
You can't go wrong with a combination like that. So we're glad we got a chance to play it for you guys first. Check it out. It'll be out again next week. And yeah, so Mr. Neon Fawkes, before we dive in real quick... You're obviously having the time of your life, man. What are you doing? You're hanging out at falafel houses.
I run around and get selfies.
That's it, man.
It's all about the selfies. Never mind the music. Never mind the performance. I just want to get on a selfie whore.
I saw you smiling too. I was like, wait a minute, Jules never smiles. So that was.
Never.
I mean, I guess you have Megan McDuffie and Carr in there, so who wouldn't be smiling?
Yep. I also met Hideotronic and Atomic Pines.
That's amazing. And I'm just stuck in New Jersey. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and let's jump on into our top story for it, ladies and gentlemen. Top story of the evening. Kavinsky announces release date for his first single in over 8 years.
Boy.
In other news, Turbo Kid, the video game, makes funding. Everyone's favorite BMX anti-hero is back with a new adventure, this time in pixel form, as the Turbo Kid, the video game, hits the ground running on Kickstarter by smashing their goal of $59,000, Jules, in 10 hours. Can you believe that?
Did Nightride get their $25,000 contribution yet?
We do not, but if you guys want to lend us $2,000, we want to get our Nightride FM logo in their video game. We're not begging for cash, but hey, throw us some cash so we can get our logo in that video game, because we really want to do that. because we can, if you guys give us the money birds. But anyway,
pretty please.
pretty please, give us some money.
Please, sir.
I tell you what, we actually have a special reporter, and we have our very special reporter, newest reporter, Lonnie Crane, who has a little bit more on the story. Mr. Lonnie Crane, are you out there?
Hello, you're listening. Can they hear me? Can they hear me? Yes? Oh, okay. Hey, hello, this is Lonnie Crane, reporting once again for Nightride FM, and I'm here to let you in on a huge investment opportunity for some other people. So apparently, there's a hot new Kickstarter out there on the market called Turbo Kid, the video game. Now, I'm not a betting man anymore, but this thing shot up like $60,000 in just 3 days, and it's counting. Someone with less moral scruples would really love to find out what kind of scheme they got running, but as you know, something like that wouldn't interest me at all. Anyway, back to this deal. The game promises a gory homage to classic Metroidvanias of the 90s with a few unexpected spins. It's a sequel to the cult post-apocalyptic movie Turbo Kid, You ride on a souped-up bike, and there's lots of la-di-da friendship and other things that serious adults don't really need to concern yourselves with. Not only that, the Kickstarter even has extra tiers for anyone looking for a bigger investment. Like this one. It looks like it lets you be some kind of corpse, a dead guy. Now, why someone would want to pay to be a dead guy is beyond me. Usually it happens when you don't pay. But hey man, I'm not going to tell you how to fill your knish if you know what I mean. To be a part of the scheme, to be a part of the team, all you need to do is wire $10,000 to the following address. Lonnie Turbo Bike Boy Game at the Sterling National Bank in Lower Manhattan. Wow, what a treat. Anyways, I got to get out of here. I got a thing in a couple minutes. But make sure you head over to the Turbo Kid Video Game Kickstarter today and get that deal while it's still hot. This is Lonnie Crane, signing off of the microphone. Dennis, back to you.
All right, thank you very much to Mr. Lonnie Crane, who is our newest reporter. I think he's doing a pretty good job, I guess.
What a good! I swear, you got the perfect gumshoe voice.
He does. I tell you, I love it. He's perfectly legit. Everything's on the up and up over here. We have a good HR department, so nothing to worry about. But just give us some money for Turbo Kid, and then we'll be square. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get ready to play our first song. Before we do, I know we have some very special people in the chat room that tuned in to see it live. If you guys don't know, you can always go to nightride.fm, or you can also just check us out casually in YouTube. We're broadcasting over there as well. But who do we got over there, Mr. Neon Fawkes?
Yeah, if you're tuning in, listening, say hi in the chats, and we'll call you out. Let's see. We've got Rex and Effects. Mr. Rex Balls has just joined us. We've also got Jeff Creature. Cyber Thing is here.
Hey.
Big Mac Boy is here. Ryan from Night Leather has joined us. Dysterian, Fox Resort, and there's a Wild Z in the chats as well.
A Wild Z has appeared. Yes.
Yep.
Very, very good. It's nice to see some of our Russian brethren, or comrades, I guess you would say. Da. Joining us.
Oh, Euro has just joined us as well. So hi, Euro.
Hey, Euro. Yeah. Very nice.
Oh no, Euro.
Oh, it's not Euro.
Yeah, it's
Ural.
Ural. Yeah.
Very nice. I like that name. It's hard to pronounce, but I like it. And it's great. I love when we can have the UKers and the Russians and all those great people from across the pond, because we did start a little bit early, just to kind of give everyone a little bit of a jump on, and so some of the people across the pond can hear the show. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and play our very first track, and we have our very special guest. I can't wait to bring Pylot onto the show and do his thing, man. Talk about his music. It's killer. He's got some great stuff. He does like all kinds of fun live streaming now, if you guys are hip to that Twitch thing. And we're going to talk about his challenge of doing a song in 2 hours, which was pretty interesting to watch. It's kind of like watching a master at work. So let's go ahead and dive into our very first track, Mr. Neon Fawkes. What do we have lined up here?
Well, to see. This track is from our friend Replicant69. He just dropped an album, and one of my favorite tracks from this album is this song. It's called Empathy and Ecstasy, right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Replicant 69? No. 89? 69. Yes. Replicant 69 with Empathy and Ecstasy right there. Very nice. And I think Mr. Neon Fawkes took a deep dive into the well, and hopefully he'll be back. Nope, there he is.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You were super quiet.
Oh, damn.
He is broadcasting from, where did they call that place? Seattle?
I don't know. Saddle. Yeah, Seattle.
Yes.
But yeah, I just want to throw a quick shout out to some more people who have joined the chats.
Oh,
We've got
nice.
Icarus and
Hey.
Aura and AK65234.
Very nice.
DBK has joined us as well, our favorite Greek.
That is
And
fantastic.
Mr. 3 is in there.
Mr.
And our guest has joined the chat as well, Pylot.
Yes, and yeah, I guess it's about that time. Let's go ahead and introduce our guest. I am very super pleased to introduce to you our very special guest of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice big round of applause. That's too much of a grand entrance. Like, I could just like go on
Do
for
we have
like
a drum roll or something?
drum roll. Everyone like, what do you do when you like you slap your legs real hard? In the what movie was that? The Griswolds? Oh my god. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, pilots. What's up, man?
Hello. How's it going, guys?
I was about to bring out trumpets for like a couple minutes, and
I bet Andy wasn't a hot mess like this, was he?
My chat with Andy was very, very funny. Actually, there's some stuff that got cut out of that conversation that no one will ever hear, and it was funny as hell.
oh, see, that's the thing. When you have chats with Andy, all that stuff ends up on the cutting room floor. We scoop all that stuff up. We scoop up all the table scraps and everything that falls to the floor, and we mash it together, and that's our show. It's just a bunch of table scraps. That's what we do.
Well, I remember like because I knew that he prefaced the whole thing by saying, right, we're not going to probably talk about music that much. I was like, okay, cool, this will be a bit different. And then we talked about like meat alternatives, the educational system. It was weird, man. I mean, it was fun. It was like one of the funnest like chats I've had with someone that I'd met for the first time. But I listened back to the interview in the car the other day, and I was like, what a journey that was.
He does. He goes off on his own little tangents. I think when we were on Andy's show, Jules, what did we end up talking about? We talked about purple mattresses.
Oh, jeez, I can't remember.
It was just all over the place. I gave my review of the purple mattress, and just about every other little thing that you could think of, just like everything except for like actually, like I think at the end they're like, by the way, what do you do? And they're like, yeah, we got a radio
By the way,
show.
hey, do you guys have a show?
We got a shoe. That's what we do. And apparently, I don't know. We talk about other things too, which is honestly, I think it's probably better to talk about stuff that's not music related sometimes, because you know, music related can, I guess, get a little bit boring. Not when it's your music though, Pylot, because let's
Nice.
deep
Yeah,
dive
Nice
into
save.
this.
I like it.
Like,
Nice save.
like how
Nice
do you
save.
how do you get so much like just like it's just like crack? You like put crack in your music somehow. Like you sprinkle it all over the music, and like people get a taste of it, and they just like love it. You got like, was it Dr. Disrespect just like jamming out every night on like on your jams, and like
Well, wait.
it's
Correct me
sick.
if I'm wrong, Pylot. Didn't one of your songs or several get featured in some TV commercials?
I actually wrote my track Fearless for a Taco Bell advert that was like nationwide, like across America. Yeah, so I wrote it for
So-
that purpose and then decided to release it.
Did they still use it for the commercial, or did they pass?
Yeah, well, it was written for that reason. So they approached me, and well, they approached my Purple show and were like, we want a song like Kane. We want it at the same tempo and the same key, the same kind of style, but you know, we need it written to fit our commercial. And then they sent like the commercial over. You know, no music, of course, but basically I just had to write music to the advert. I believe it's on Vimeo. It's not on YouTube anymore, but it's on Vimeo. If you just type in Taco Bell Rebellion.
Nice. Oh, I like that.
and then-
I
Yeah,
can just
but
see like a
it-
guy like driving down in a motorcycle, and then he like takes off his helmet and he takes like a big crunch out of a huge taco. Is that like part of the advert?
Honestly, the advert was actually really well done. Like they use this ad agency. I can't remember their name now. I've gone blank. But yeah, it was really well done. Like it's almost like an 80s kind of everything quintessentially cheesy but great about the 80s rolled into like a 1-minute advert.
Nice.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Taco Bell is great. I mean, that's honestly that's end game for me. Like when the State of Synth can get like sponsored by Taco Bell. As a matter of fact, another guy who, you know, is pretty badass, drives a motorcycle by the name of Street Cleaner. I believe when we spoke to him, didn't he say that he did a thing? He was sponsored by Taco Bell, and they gave him like all these gift cards. They're like, he had like $500. Like I think they sponsored his tour.
Oh man,
with like $500 worth of Taco Bell gift cards, and I was just like,
wow,
that's a lot of visits to the toilet.
I'm like, that's next level for me. If I can just get to that level, like, I think I would be set. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I've never tried Taco Bell.
What?
Never had one.
You never had a Taco Bell?
Yeah, but Taco Bell's not really big over here. Like, we do have Taco Bell, but I only know of like one Taco Bell location in the entire country. I've only ever seen it once.
Oh my god. How do you deal? Like, I guess it's one of them things. Like, if you never had it, like it's kind of like you don't miss it. But do you have any other Mexican places, or is just Mexican food's not really a big thing over there? And apologies, I don't mean to call Taco Bell Mexican. Apologies to real people from Mexico.
Inspired by Mexican cuisine.
Influenced, like synthwave is influenced by the 80s, I guess you would say.
I'm not a massive fan of Mexican food anyway.
It's acquired, I guess. You have to either be all in or not in.
Tacos and stuff, but it's not. Like Taco Bell, I've never had it. But anyone I've spoke to that's had it here, they all just tell me it's shit. So I'm not even enticed to try it.
You're not in a rush. No. to hop on the Taco Bell wagon. I understand that. All right, so what's your thing over there? Like in your area of the woods? I guess you're like in the UK, right? I guess near Britain somewhere over there. Across the pond.
Yeah, North England. So I'm in a city called Manchester.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is like one of the 3 major cities in the country. North England.
Because it's not just tea and crumpets.
I've got family up in Loughborough.
It's got to be something more exciting.
In the Midlands.
When you say more exciting, what are we talking about? Food still?
Yeah, like your go-to junk food, fast food. Like maybe it's just an American thing. We're just like.
No, I mean we have fast food and stuff. Like you can't go wrong with a McDonald's.
Okay.
But take the pickles out the burger, definitely.
No
KFC
pickles?
is good. KFC is great. Five Guys. You guys have Five Guys.
Now we're talking.
Five Guys burgers. Yep.
Yeah, Five Guys are great, but I need to go for 5 shits afterwards, so I tend not to eat them that much.
Yes, it is universally known for 5 minutes in the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean,
hours
British food isn't typically that exciting.
Yeah. All right, well, Five Guys, we'll let that one go. So with Five Guys, that could be like the universal, like just greasy burger, because if they have one in Canada, they have one in the UK, they have one in the US. That's pretty much like everywhere. I mean, you know, that's most of the world, right?
You know, British food can be exciting. I mean, all you need to have is just go get yourself a pork pie. God, you should see me jump around the house if I ever get a nice quality pork pie.
What is a pork pie? A pork pie? They put pork in it.
Pork pie is like, imagine that you get like minced pork meat. You kind of mince it up, then you form it into like a
coagulated gel.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like really thick. It kind of looks like a fillet steak, right? And then it's wrapped. In terms of the shape, at least, not the color or the taste or anything like that, but in terms of the shape, it's quite tall, it's quite round and small, and then it's covered in a layer of like crusty pastry, and then on the top,
so good.
On the top layer of pastry, on the inside, there's usually like a layer of like fat that's just accumulated there naturally off the meat. I'm actually not too keen on them. I love sausage rolls, like they're great. Shepherd's pie, fish and chips, all that kind of stuff.
Fish and chips.
In a way, it's like the world's biggest sausage roll.
That could almost be the title of our episode, because like the way that came out, it just like left your mouth like that.
I'm sorry, I bet you like now.
That sounds like something that the minute I would say it, I would just regret saying. But it's all good, man. The world's biggest sausage roll. With that, let's go ahead and play a song. I tell you what, this song we're gonna play is just badass. This, I think, is like probably one of the more recent ones that you put out as Pylot. And I know you do like other music, other projects and everything like that. This is called Brawl, and this thing is just, I mean, it just
you got the guitars of McLaughlin on this.
Yes. That is ridiculous. You get, I know you have McLaughlin, I can't say it. Dimmy K also does some work with you. But I know this one was McLaughlin, right? Thomas McLaughlin?
Yeah, so the track I did with Dimmy, we both wrote and recorded like different guitar parts of that. So the solo was actually a culmination of both him and me playing, and I just kind of merged them together. The McLaughlin track is literally just him. I didn't touch the guitar on that song at all.
He's amazing. We had him on, I think, a couple seasons ago, and my God, I've seen a couple of his live streams, and it just, even from a technical perspective, the McLaughlin and Hutch show is like just insane. Like they, superimpose themselves, both of them at the same time on the screen, and it's like nothing I've ever seen before. I mean, it's very good quality. So
yeah, it is. Thomas is like he's a really talented dude, and he's super into his technology. And yeah, I mean, you should see his actual room with his stream setup in. It's crazy. There's cables everywhere, cameras everywhere, foot switches, pedals everywhere.
I can't even imagine.
Crazy.
He's incredible. And I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and play this track right here. This is Pylot and McLaughlin doing the guitar work, and this is a little tune called Brawl. You're listening to it right here on Night Ride FM. Enjoy. And that was Brawl featuring Thomas McLaughlin by Pylot. Yeah, dogs.
Awesome.
That is, honestly, I think that's probably one of my favorite tunes. And you know how, like, artists...
Oh, I'm back.
Excellent.
Haha.
I was just about to say, like, a lot of artists out there, and no disrespect to any artist, that because it's really tough to have content over the many years, but your first album is always just a straight banger. You know what I mean? Like that debut album that, like, you come out the gate and everyone's like, oh my god, and then, like, their second one, you're like, yeah, that's pretty good, and, like, they're like, here's my third one, and you're like, yeah, it's all right. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the law of diminishing returns. But I was just about to say, like, this most recent song, or it's recent-ish, Brawl, I mean, that thing is just like, it, honestly, I think it's probably one of my favorite songs out of all your stuff that you do as Pylot, except for Alice. That's a straight banger, and that intro that you do, like, let's just can we just, like, spend the rest of the show and just talk about the intro to Alice? Like,
you know what's funny? Like, so many people, like, because I read the comments from time to time, like on, I don't know, wherever people can leave comments related to that particular track.
Yeah.
And I see it all the time where people are like, oh, could you just make like a 3-minute version of
The intro.
Just make the intro like 3 minutes long.
Yeah, that's...
I could make it easily. It'd probably take me like 10 minutes, but yeah, Alice is one of
There we
those
go. We're
tracks
gonna get you to do it on the show right now.
yeah. Alice is one of those tracks that I am really proud of. But I was with that EP, I don't know, but it's obvious to me at least that, especially with tracks like that, I was going through like a midnight phase. Like, that was when I was like listening to music constantly. So when I wrote that track in particular, their sound and their style was like a big reference to me.
Really?
Yeah, but just with that one particular song, and I think it's more to do with the production style than anything else. You know, the way the drums sound, stuff like that. But yeah, I like that track.
I would never have picked up that reference. The Midnight. I mean, it's funny because people will pick up like different hints of this and that, and like I hear a lot of Power Glove and a lot of your stuff too, like just like the crunchy, it's like the real crunchy beats, you know. But the cool thing about it is you take influences, but you do your thing. Like, you hear a song, like, you know it's a Pylot song. It's not like like you could hear some artist, and you know, like the Midnight might be their biggest influence, and you can absolutely tell. But like, you kind of take it all in and really just invoke your own style upon it, which just. But aside of the music, though, like, if anyone's like if anyone's listening to your stuff for the first time, I can't even get the words out. It's one of them things where, you know, you're not even just doing music, you're world building. At least like the stuff that you do with Pylot, and every single song that was out on that EP had its own story, had its own, and you're still doing it, because I even check back, I'm like, because sometimes it's like people, they get a lot of energy and they put out like, I'm gonna write a story about every single song I do, but I like checked your website and you're still doing it. Like, look for Broad, I'm like, there's like all this paragraphs and all this like story, and it's still in that universe, which I think is fantastic, that you're like, you stick to your guns and you have some really amazing world building and art. Who does the art? I forget who does the art.
It's an artist called Mike Yakovlev.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's been doing it since the beginning. So I actually met him before I even started the Pylot thing. And he did artwork for me for like a previous band that I was in. And yeah, so he's been with me the whole time. And he does a great job as well.
He's incredible, and yeah, he's just banging out some amazing imagery, and you spin the story. Like, is it you just kind of like, I believe the last time we spoke, you're kind of like, you have it in your mind of where the story's gonna go. So this is all you just building this whole world, right? I mean, it's not just like, what do I feel like writing about today? Like, let's have him jump off a cliff, or like, it's a whole thing, right? I mean, you have it all laid out in your mind, right?
Yeah, so I did the classic kind of thing in like 2017 where I storyboard the whole thing start to finish on like cork boards, and I use post-it notes and bits of string or whatever, you know, the cliche. But I did that, and I kind of just put down like the major plot points of the project in terms of the story. And as long as I have the major kind of plot points that determine the arcs and stuff between the different characters, then anything in between that is fair game for me. So
nice.
what I've tried to do is not limit what I can write musically based on the story, because ultimately the whole point of the project is that I write music that serves as a soundtrack to this narrative. So the music has to fit the context of what's going on.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't have a heavy track like Brawl playing in the background of someone writing about how their mum's just died or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't make sense.
Right.
So I kind of leave the gaps between the major plot points open to kind of change, so that whatever I feel like writing musically, I can, and then I just write something in between those plot points that makes sense within the broader context.
That's incredible. So it's the story that comes first generally, and then you kind of then you have like a foundation, I guess, to make the music upon, right?
Yeah. Although saying that, like sometimes I might just feel inspired to write something that to me kind of feels quite left field. And then that might inspire me, you know, based on the way the song sounds, to write something else.
Right.
Fit. But that's the thing, like I'm a musician first and foremost, I'm not really a writer, so I do struggle with that side of the project a lot.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice, like, you know, to try and exercise myself in that regard, like writing and stuff, creative writing, because it is difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I know a few things about writing crazy plots. we do a little bit of adventuring on the State of Synth, and we have a lot of wild plots that if you ever listen to the show that you might wonder about my level of sanity. But it does, you know, I go, you know, 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, and I'm like, you know, just thinking of these wild scenarios, and I'm not a writer either. But it's fun. It's very liberating to be able to write a story and to craft that thing. All right, so we're going to play some more music. I'm really excited about this. This next track here, this is actually the Dr. Disrespect outro track, which, by the way, a quick shout out to a lot of amazing people in the chat room. We have Icarus. I believe it's the real Icarus, although he's saying not Icarus. We have Dead Life. Dead Life is in the chat.
Dead Life
feel
is
better,
back.
buddy. Hope you're getting better, and much recovery. I hope you're recovering well. I could not say that. I tried 3 times to say I hope you're recovering well, and it didn't come out right either time.
Get well soon.
Get yourself recovered, buddy.
You know, a quick shout out as well to Lord Tuts and Egg Shen.
Hey.
And Corderus and Vampire has joined us.
Dimmy K.
Took.
Dimmy K is a perfect person to be in the chat room while we play this song as well, because this is a little bit of a, I guess, back and forth between you and Dimmy K doing the guitar work on this. So, you know, that's pretty amazing. Like, you're just like back and forth. How did that idea come about? Like, did you guys know that you were just going to go back and forth on the guitar solos, or?
Yeah, I approached him because I can't remember what song it was. A collaboration between him and a couple of other producers, and it was him like just shredding on this track. And I was in the middle of writing The Return at the time, and I was like, "Fuck, this sounds awesome! I want to get in touch with him and see if he wants to collaborate on this." So I reached out to him, and because I play guitar as well, not as well as Dimmy, but I kind of get by like with my kind of limited knowledge or whatever. But anyway, I said to him, I have some ideas for the parts, but there's like gaps that I'm struggling with. I got him to write a full solo, and then basically I would throw it into my DAW, and then I would chop it up, move things around, like pitch change things, do all kinds of stuff, and then record my own things. And yeah,
That's
what you hear
slick.
is just the end result of that.
Yeah, so it's sort of like you took some stuff from him, and then you just kind of like blended it, chopped it, and then added your own stuff with your own guitar work. That sounds actually really cool. I tell you, Dimmy is a beast. He's, you know, probably one of the best guitar players in the scene. I mean, honestly, hands down, just the stuff that he does and the amount of reach that he has. I don't mean reach as in reach. I mean, like, he can do like the over-the-top shredding. He can do like, you know, your typical, ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. What is that called? Backing guitar, I guess. When you're just like, I don't know.
Somebody should actually start keeping count of how many people Dimmy has collabed with.
Could we do that? Could we have a
I
website?
think it's probably over 100.
We need a website, and we're gonna call it dimmycollabs.net or .org. dimmycollabcounter.net. And it's just gonna have a number. You go on the website, and it's just gonna have a big number.
And you just see it, watch it grow.
I love it. Can we get to work on that? Who's a good web designer? We got to get to work on that.
Yeah, that would be you, Dennis.
That would be me. Yay, another project. All right, so we're going to go ahead and drop this. This is super badass. This is the Dr. Disrespect outro track. He is just jamming out to this thing at the end of his shows. Dr. Disrespect is a hot mess, but we love him, and he loves synthwave. So we're going to go ahead and play this right here. This is Pylot with The Return. again, that was The Return by Pylot. Yes. Very nice, man. I love that tune. I love that track. And yeah, so what was it like? I knew I was going to have this question. In fact, we discussed this off air. I was going to be like, I was just going to mention Dr. Disrespect, and like that was going to be the question. So, Dr. Disrespect, what was it like?
It was cool. So, it didn't. Thing is, like, these things don't come about the way most people probably think they do. So it's not like I wrote the song for him to use.
Were you surprised it just happened like that, I guess? Or
they've used my music in the past. You know, his team and stuff, and you know, myself and other producers like Dead Life. You know, we're friends with the. I say friends. I mean, I've just added the guy on Twitter, and he's added me. You know, his video editor and stuff. And I just sent him the track, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to be releasing this soon. The track is aptly called The Return, so if you fancy using it for the Dr. Big comeback, feel free or whatever." And then they did. And they just let me know. Yeah, and then they just let me know that it was going to be like the outro song for his streams whenever he wanted to use it. Which is really cool.
Yeah. I actually heard that the Dr. Disrespect is actually really nice dude, because I know Starcadian actually did a few things, and he was talking about the good doctor, and yeah, apparently he's a swell chap.
Starcadian yanked he did a song, like him and Weiss both have songs where the doctor's voice is in it, and Starcadian, he yanked the one with the voice and he only left up the instrumental. I guess I don't know why.
People were so mad because Dr. Disrespect sings like Dr. Disrespect, and
well, yeah, that's the best part.
And Starcadian, he's so, you know, like his I guess his just style. He's very much a perfectionist. He'll be the first person that'll tell you that he's a perfectionist, and he's like, I just couldn't like the vocals just wasn't riding on the mix correctly, so he brought the vocals rate way down, and everyone was so mad because they're like, let the doctor sing, man.
Yeah. He did release a couple of tracks like maybe a year ago or something, didn't he?
Yeah, well, yes. With Weiss, I guess. Peak once, peak twice.
Yeah, peep once, peep twice.
Yeah.
I love that track.
It is a good track, I tell you. I wish I had that track. I would probably play it right now.
I know you wanna try. I know you're gonna die if you peep once.
Jules knows all the lyrics. That's not surprising.
Well,
actually,
because that's the lyrics right there.
that is very much.
And then just loop it.
All right, so we talked about fast food. We talked about Dr. Disrespect. Oh, you know what I want to talk about? I want to dive into the streams that you do, which is cool. You do these streams on Twitch, and you know, you do some other stuff too. You just you don't just do synthwave. What's up with that, man? What's up with not just exclusively doing synthwave, man?
Because I'd be bored out of my fucking skull if that's all I did. I think it's one of those things, right, where like I listen to like quite a lot of varied kind of genres of music.
Yeah.
And in terms of my music taste, it's always kind of varied and changed over the years, but I'll always go back and listen to things I used to listen to and just like draw influences from them. But as much as I love making my kind of music and kind of crafting my own sound and that, as much as I love that, it's really nice to exercise those like musical muscles in your brain that maybe you don't focus on a lot. So, you know, I try and write things in like major keys or in tempos I wouldn't usually write. Or
you don't write songs in major keys. What?
Yeah, it happens.
In fact, you made a joke the other day. You're like, wait a minute, this isn't a major key. Like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, and it's weird, right? But it's like, I guess if I just stuck to writing my style and only that, I would be doing myself a disservice, really, because I feel like it's good to practice other styles and learn new techniques you wouldn't usually use, and because it's going to benefit the work I choose to actually release and put out. I like to call them musical palate cleansers. Like sometimes it's nice just to write a lo-fi hip hop beat for like 5 hours and then call it a day.
Yeah.
And I'll never release it, but it's something to get my brain working, like doing something that isn't just about Pylot all the time.
Right.
Because I'm a musician first, I'm a producer first, and
That makes a lot of
Pylot
sense.
second. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, man, you do some of them lo-fi beats, man, you'd be getting some hip-hop artists that are just falling all over themselves, man. They'd be dropping some rhymes over them bad boys. Do you get any, like, offers from, like, rappers that want to kind of use your beats and kind of do their thing, or is it like one of them things that do you have any interest in, like, collaborations in, like, hip-hop or anything like that, or, like, really outside of the box collaborations?
So I guess that's a two-parter, isn't it? So the first
Sort of.
part, the first part, in terms of have I ever had like people approach me and no, I mean you introduced it to Mark Cooper before, and he's got some cool music.
Yeah.
And
He's a big fan of yours.
yeah, and he's got some cool music and stuff. And I've listened to like random people kind of rapping over some of my instrumental stuff. I mean, a lot of my stuff is instrumental, so
Right.
you know, sometimes people will send me things that like they found on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, in terms of kind of thinking out of the box in terms of working with rappers and stuff like that,
It's a lot of work, I would say. Like, I can understand where you're talking about, where you would rather just like drop the track and be like, okay, I'm done.
yeah, because it's easy to write instrumental music because you only have to think about yourself.
Right.
If you're happy with it, it's done. And that's why I kind of like doing the vocals myself, because I'm such a perfectionist and I'm so like fickle. So I can record something, I think it's great for an hour, and then I'll go, ah, shit, and then I'll just delete it, write something else. It's so hard for me to like commit to ideas sometimes. So in that sense, it's really good doing my own vocals, but working with vocalists can be great because you don't really want to be messing them about, you know, changing stuff all the time. So you've kind of got to get it right and kind of move on.
Right. I'm trying to think of the vocalist that you've worked with. Now, I'm having a huge brain fart, but Jules, thankfully, is an encyclopedia of knowledge. So who has Pylot worked with? Anyone other than himself?
Oh, jeez.
I'm asking Jules, like, and Pylot's like literally sitting here.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
I'm asking, like, because, you know, Jules knows everything. Maybe it's a quiz. Maybe
I can't remember.
I
Like,
can't think of anything either.
Honestly,
You got
not
none,
a vocalist
huh?
that might jump out.
Nothing in the synthwave realm, I guess, right? All the vocals
I think so,
are Pylot. I can't think of a song that you've seen. Well, yes. Okay. So you sung some stuff on your EP. And that's cool. I didn't even know. Honestly, I didn't even know that was you, which is cool.
What, the vocal?
The vocal on your EP. I can't
Yeah,
name the song,
Sly.
but
Which song? There's a couple. There's Lost.
Lost.
vocal on
Yes,
that.
yes, Lost. Yes,
Um,
that was you, right?
Yeah. So any vocoding you hear on like any Pylot only tracks of me, the collaboration I did with Essinger, that's him on the vocoder.
Essinger. Yes. Okay.
Essinger,
I knew you had to
yes.
have at least one. Okay.
Yeah.
yes,
So the collaboration I did with Essinger that's him on the vocoder. It was a lot of fun writing that track actually.
he's a
but,
beast. He really is. I love
Yeah,
Essinger.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's all me. My partner, she's like an actress, voiceover actress. So I had her like do a monologue at the end of a track called Enigma.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Never heard.
Again, just something law based.
Yeah, it was like a computer kind of voice, wasn't it? I feel like.
Yeah, it's meant to be like an AI.
Yeah, I love that. We love our AIs around here. We have a couple AIs in the chat room, actually. Z, he's actually not a real person. And Synthbot comes on. He's actually one of our newscasters. He's kind of like an AI robot. And it's fun, you know, like, because, you know, they're almost human, that it's like, it's kind of neat to see how close they can be to, like, actually assimilation, you know? And
Yeah.
and it's really nice. It's nice to have him around. Z, we love you.
You guys eat.
He could just like pull the plug on the entire show right now, but he wouldn't do that.
Who, I know it's completely off topic, but I'm looking at the chat room and I'm looking at your website, and it's really fucking cool. Like, who made it?
Z.
That'd be Z.
Resident
Yeah.
AI, yes. It was
Yeah,
all
that's
built by
really
an
cool.
AI. It's actually, if you guys are new to the IRC, I know we do that a lot of times. We have actually people that tune in specifically to listen to this show or to the specific guests that are on. If you guys are listening to the State of Synth for the first time, first of all, welcome to the show. I don't know why I took that tone, but, you know, it felt appropriate. We have an IRC. We do every week, and this IRC is available 24/7. You can come in, chat with your friends. We have a lot of great shows, and this is just one of them. One of the cool shows we do. And, yeah, we play good shows, good music. Speaking of new music and cool music, let's pop on another track here. I believe that, yes, this next one, ooh, this is a Halloween jam that... This entire EP is absolutely incredible. It is, what's the name of the EP? Jules? I have no notes. Colt Cottage. Colt Cottage. And in fact, this is actually done by Van Durand, and it is featuring my man, Ryan Ward. And this is called Fatal Routine. And this thing is sick. This is like their whole... This is actually a Demi K, Turbo Knight finish. I think Demi K's in this. Demi K is pretty much in everything that Turbo Knight does. But he has a lot of really good artists that put out this EP. Go out and get this one. I'm sure Jules will drop the Bandcamp link in the link or in the IRC.
Or in the...
If you can.
in that thing.
In that thing. I'm going to get a drink or something. My words. Or, like, you wouldn't believe I'm drinking water tonight. Like, I'm actually just drinking pure water. And it's delicious.
Wow.
Just like this song right here that you're listening to. This is Van Durand featuring Ryan Ward. It's called Fatal Routine. Shout out to Night Leather in the house. Enjoy.
terror begins. He wants them. He's a depraved, homicidal killer. And he makes house calls. He puts the teeth in terror. Heads will warn you not to go out tonight.
Don't answer the phone, don't open the door, don't try to escape.
It will take your breath away.
All of it. By sword, by bait, by axe, by
I warned you not to go out tonight.
And remember, the next scream you hear may be your own.
It's not fear that tears you apart. It's him.
Evil comes with strings attached. You have the right to remain silent.
And that was Fatal Routine by Van Durand and Ryan Ward. Shout out to Ryan Ward, who I believe is in the chat. I believe.
From
Love it.
Night Leather.
Night. If you guys never heard of Night Leather, in fact, Pylot, if you want to listen to some really dope stuff, you got to go listen to some Night Leather. This thing is great. It's like dark disco. You know what dark disco is, right? I mean, I didn't know what dark disco either was before I heard their stuff, and it's like, imagine being at like this like S&M club, right? Where all kinds of wild shit and like the bass is just going boom, 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 right? Imagine being in that club, all kinds of dirty things are happening, but you're not on the top level, you're in the basement. That's what
Right.
dark disco is. You're in the basement
Nice.
of a dirty club. Like,
Right, you're on that floor where like if you try to walk, your shoes stay in place on the floor and your feet just come out of your shoes.
yes, yes, you get the whole visual, and like there's like glitter. There's like, for some reason there's just like glitter like just on the floor, and yeah, it's full of STDs, and that's a little bit like their music. Like, I'm not
Full
gonna
of
lie.
STDs.
It's you gotta have a safe word, and in fact they even have a song called Safe Word. How perfect is that?
Yeah, the what is it? EP is called Final Death.
Is it? No, it's not.
Oh.
Night Leather?
No, not Night Leather.
Oh, what are we talking about?
The Van Durand.
It's called Final Death? Did I totally mess up the name of their EP? I thought it was Cottage. Oh, that's the name of their project.
Yes, Cottage Cult is the name of the project.
Cottage Cult
Final
is
Death
the
is
name
the name of the
project.
EP.
See, Pylot, that's why I like you. Just do your stuff as Pylot, and Turbo Knight has like what, 50 different aliases.
Ah, I see.
You just do
I
your
mean-
Pylot. It's a Pylot jam.
Well,
get
maybe I don't just do Pylot. I mean,
Really? Now I'm curious. You're the guy behind Power Glove, aren't you?
I'll give you my PayPal address, and then after this, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
You've done
No,
work.
I'm-
Have
no,
you done work?
I'm too preoccupied with Pylot, man, and just kind of jamming and doing my thing. I ain't got time to do anything else.
When you got a good thing too, man. Like, why mess that up, man? You're banging them out, and I don't know why things are like leaving my mouth today. Like banging them out, and if you need to bang them out, and like where, honestly, where is this show going? I don't know. But let's move on.
How about?
Talk about
Well, I want to know. So what is Pylot working on for the future? You got music on the way?
Ooh.
Yeah. So I wanna. I mean, hopefully, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my own work. So I'm like 70% done with the track at the minute. and I know what's happening regarding the story and everything else. I just need to finish the song, get the artwork done, write the story, get it online, sort out all that stuff. Hopefully I'll do that before the end of the year. Because I really want to release a track before the end of the year. And this next track for me is like, it's like a statement piece. It's just me. I guess it's a culmination of like my inspirations and stuff. It sounds just like Pylot, you know, it's not going to be like mind-blowing for anyone, but I'm trying some stuff I've never done before. And yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I can release it before the end of the year. It'd be really good to release it, say...
You're breaking out of your comfort zone a little bit?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you what was kind of cool too, is some of the stuff you've been writing on the fly during your streams. We kind of touched on that, and we veered off somewhere along the lines, but you do these really cool live streams. And I do want to talk about your songwriting contest. You had 2 hours to write a song. That first, I think the beginning of the song was like a completely different song, and you're like, this ain't even working. And then like all of a sudden you just came out with this like synthwave banger that like just came a little bit. It was like very much different than like the. Am I like remembering it? I feel like you were trying something and you're just like, this isn't working at all. Like, and you just like completely like either started over or you pitched something in a different key or something. But you tried to write a song in 2 hours, and I think you did. Did you make it?
Ooh, no.
Were you close?
I mean, I wrote like 16 bars of music in 2 hours. But I mean, you could loop 16 bars of music for 3 minutes, and you got yourself a track. So...
most producers do that, and that's it. That's their song. So I'll call that a song.
I've done it in the past. Like, I wrote a song in 3 hours from scratch, start to finish. It actually had a structure and it had guitars and stuff in. I did that months ago on stream, but
nice.
Yeah, I probably expect too much of myself sometimes when it comes. Oh yeah, no, I'll just write a full song. You know, I'll produce it, I'll master it, everything in 2 hours. And like anyone that knows me in my release schedule, I'll probably release like 3 songs this year. Like, what the fuck am I thinking?
The funny thing was when you were deciding whether or not to like add like a little bit more reverb to a particular part, and you're just like I could just tell like the inner you was just like, I really want to spend like 2 hours just on like dialing in the reverb on this one bass line.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, you get stuck in producer mode and you could just loop a snare drum on its own for like an hour. That's no fun for anyone.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's one of them things where it is a lot of time that you put into every kick, every note, the amount of stuff that you use, because I think you use Bitwig, right? Which is actually Z actually has used Bitwig.
I think Moonrunner uses that as well.
Yeah,
Moonrunner 83.
It's kind of like you know, it's not like an Ableton. It's not like really like the quintessential whatever software, but I think the name of the game is whatever works for people. And I guess you've been using that for a while now.
Yeah, well, it's made by the original dev team behind Ableton. They left. They made this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So some of the workflow kind of feels similar, but I'm not familiar with Ableton at all, really. But visually, some of the aspects of like the GUI look the same and stuff. But yeah, I've been using it since the beta came out for like version 1 in 2014. And I've just been using it solid since then. But what's great is that they update the software so often, and they've added so many awesome features. It's a completely modular environment. Basically, you can build your own synths within it. And I mean, you can go in depth, and it interfaces with external hardware really well. Like, you can send and receive CV and gate and pitch data and stuff to like Eurorack synths and all that stuff. So it's really good for what, you know, for my workflow and what I kind of need out of software. Right.
Well, that's it. I mean, you seem to fly pretty quickly with it. And have you ever thought about using or rather doing any work with Turbo Knight? That's just off the top of my head, because I can't remember if you've ever done with anything with him.
No, I haven't.
But I want to put that out there where I think you guys should, because he's got the same kind of style, I guess. I don't know. Like, I think you guys are. He does more of like a dancey type of thing, but like, I think he could definitely show you how to do a song in 3 hours, because like, I think he's the quickest song he's ever written was like in a half hour. Because you know what it is? He's like the old. He used to do like a lot of like techno, like the old back in the day, like you just crank out a techno track.
He did demos. He likes his demo scene music too.
Yeah. But the cool thing about him is that he will bang out an entire track in like a half hour, but it's like it's phenomenal. Like you would think like what the hell, like, but like you would think it would sound like crap, but it's not. It's like really like. Like he might not take like 2 hours dialing in a snare or whatever. He does have he has a quick workflow, but it's interesting, and I'm just trying to make work for you, man. I'm just trying to hook you up.
Well, I appreciate it, but I've got a lot of fucking work. So
I got a list. I got a list of people that I need Pylot to work with, and I'm gonna go down the list now. No, just kidding.
You've got like a little calendar set up for me, right? Tim, you're going to be collaborating with this person between these months, and you're going to move on.
That's right. November is Night Leather, so I'm jotting that one down. And yes, I got you all laid out for the rest of the year. You don't have to worry about making music for yourself. Just make it for me.
I do like collaborating, and there's like quite a few people that I've already spoken to that I'm going to collaborate with.
Nice.
And that some people I'm in the middle of. So yeah, I'm busy collaborating.
If you could collaborate with one person, like let's say just like anybody, they could be like really big or really small, or
dead or alive,
in synthwave or out of synthwave.
Okay.
Dead or alive.
The answer's easy for me. It's gonna be Michael Jackson, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's given,
I would love to have worked with him. Would have been absolutely incredible.
He is amazing. I don't think people realize how talented he really was.
No, what was incredible about him as an artist was that it was a spectacle. It was a show. It was a performance. It was an entire package. He was a fantastically gifted vocalist and musician, but he cared about the craft. He cared about taking people on a journey, sharing stories. Like, you'd look at tracks like Smooth Criminal or Thriller or whatever, they all have the theme. They're very theatrical,
right?
And I loved that about his music. So working with him would be awesome. That'd be amazing.
All right, so we have a little surprise. We brought him. No, I'm just kidding. We brought him back from the dead. No, I don't even know where I'm going with the show. Where in the world are we even taking this? Let's play another song. That's always a good saving grace when Dennis goes a little too far into the weeds. I tell you what, this track right here, I actually was introduced to this group by Z, who always suggests all the good groups. This is a group that is out of Pennsylvania. And Jules, did you write down anything for these songs? Jules, you've been hanging out on the West Coast and you haven't been doing your homework. See, this is why everything's messed up. I'm blaming Jules. I'm blaming Jules for everything, because in fact, I want to let you guys know that you guys can download the show notes for this episode, and you're gonna look at these show notes and you're gonna be like, holy crap. This thing is just,
there's nothing there.
It's just a bunch of blank spaces. Like, this is the interview, and like it's just like, I don't even think you inserted the songs. Did you?
I just left them at the top.
It's just got a little music note with no song followed by it. So we have to do our own ad, because he's really good. Like, Pylot, I'm telling you, like, I don't know where I would be. Well, actually, this episode is where I would be without Jules
there you go.
setting up all these songs, from Pennsylvania.
All right. Well, here, let me run it down. Like you said, the Hornauts, they're from Reading, Pennsylvania, and they've got 2 albums on their Bandcamp page, and the track you're about to play is from the album A Night with the Hornauts. And so this track is called The Witching Hour.
And here it is.
Yep.
Just play the
Go
song.
ahead.
Good God.
must have been a ghost to you when you passed me right by on a train. And I must have missed you under the moonlight shine when you took off on your broom. And all the while I was just another guy you cast your spells on too. Called me a jerk and said you won't come back. Ain't that the kettle corn, the cauldron black? This won't last too long. This won't last too long. 'Cause there's no spell make this love last forever. Darling, there's no spell make this love last forever. Never, no. No, there ain't no spell to make this last forever. No, there ain't no spell to make this last forever. No, there ain't no spell to make this. Yeah, I know some time ago I would be begging, can we please talk this through? But let's be real, we know it ain't. God, please don't act like you were some kind of saint. Spellbound like the hound on the chain, just chewing on the same old bone. I'm no fool, yeah, I caught on fast, made the witch, and I will come at last. And this won't last too long, no. This won't last too long, no. 'Cause there's no spell make this love last forever. Darling, there's no spell make this love last forever. Never. No, there ain't no spell to make this last forever.
All right, and that was the Horronauts with Witching Hour. Another cool thing about that band, Jules, you did not know, I bet. They do puppets. Puppets.
Oh, really? Like
Like
puppeting?
legit
Like
puppets,
puppeteer-
I'm
what do they
telling
call
you.
that? Puppeteer.
I'm not trying to be funny. Like, they do
Puppetry.
puppets. It's cool. Yeah, they do. So there is a video. You can actually go to YouTube right now and you can just like Google their stuff. And they're amazing. Like, they have like a whole 7-minute segment on YouTube that is all about explaining what tuberculosis is and how it was related to like vampires and like how the myth of vampirism came about. And like I felt like I really learned something, like, honestly, like, and they did it with puppets and it was like really cute, and then just come out with like this really amazing sound that I can't get enough of. So anyway, check out the Horronauts. They got some new stuff coming out too. I believe they're working on new music. They're right in PA, close to me. So yay for me. Anyway. We are once again talking with Pylot, and yeah, this is great. And Mr. Neon Fawkes, I believe we have some other things going on as well. We have touring and events, and speaking of touring and events, you are going to one of them tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Well, Yeah, you know what? It's Halloween season is upon us, so there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on towards the end of the month. But yeah, tomorrow, starting tomorrow night in Portland, Oregon, Neon Rose Fest kicks off, and that's 4 nights of insanity.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mention every artist that's playing this weekend, but we've got Tonebox and Dream Reaper and System 96, Psych, Mellow Fields, Night Rider 87, Watch Out for Snakes, Arcade High, Com Trues, Starfarer, Megatronics. I just realized North Innsbruck is going to be playing as well.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, and Destroyer is going to be there. Did I mention Destroyer? Memorex Memories. So Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night at various bars or venues in Portland.
And I'm not jealous. I'm not even jealous, Jules.
It's worth the trip to Portland.
Pylot, have you thought about touring ever?
Yes, but
Well,
the conditions have got to be
before
right. Like,
the world ended.
The conditions got to be right.
yeah, the conditions have to be right. Like, obviously, I want to make sure everyone's safe and stuff, but I also want to make sure that my show is just that, like a show. Because there's lore and stuff like that. I want to make sure that it's special. If I'm gonna do it, I've got to make sure it's special. And I've done the whole touring, the world DJ thing. I've done that in the past. It's just not for me. Like, I'm very introverted, and I'm actually quite an anxious person. So I'm not very comfortable like getting on stage in front of people and doing that kind of stuff. As much as once I'm doing it, I'm fine. The build up to it is a fucking nightmare. Like, it's the worst thing I could possibly go through.
Yeah.
Once I'm doing it, it's fine, but I want to make sure that if I'm gonna play live, that I try and absorb people in this world and bring what they imagine when they listen to my music to life in a show.
Right.
And obviously, there's a million intricacies and different ways you could do it, but it all costs money, unfortunately. And it's not at the top of my list at all.
Yeah.
At the minute, I'm really just interested on like making the music and stuff. But one day it would be nice too, for sure. I would really want to do that.
Yeah. One of these days, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna sponsor it. Night Ride FM. So there it is. Somehow.
Nice.
As soon as somebody gives us money.
Z's gonna be like, she's like, huh? What? We're doing what?
Right after we get our logo in Turbo Kid, we're gonna start planning some tours. All right, I tell you what. Let me take a couple of these real quick. October 29th through the 31st, we have Digital Nightmare on Nightmare Owl YouTube. We have Donbor, Glitch, Laser, Glitch Laser.
Glitch
You
Laser,
do it,
yeah.
Jules. I can't do it. I can't.
All right, so yeah,
I
there's gonna
tried.
be it's gonna be let's see, Digital Nightmares. We're gonna have Retrology is gonna be playing, Glitch Laser, Tokyo Rose, Owl Vision, Extraterra, Merchant, Alex, and more. You know what? Like I said last week, anywhere you see Alex, you're gonna see Tokyo Rose, and vice versa. So yeah, that's that goes down on the YouTube stream. So that's a streamed one. And then October 30th, Cyber Nightmares 2 in Mesa, Arizona, with Starfarer, If, Neuron, Spectre, and some DJ sets by Heretic G and Rad Dude.
Nice.
And then October 31st, Das Mortal is doing a stream. It's called the Ritual Forest, and that'll be a virtual performance on Bandcamp Live. So I think at some point you can head over to the Bandcamp page for Das Mortal and buy a ticket.
Very good.
Oh yeah, some new stuff popping up now. November 4th, Terminus Retrowave, the guy's down in Atlanta. Let's watch out for snakes. He's going to be performing with Arcade High and North Innsbruck.
Oh, very nice.
This Terminus Retrowave down in Atlanta. It's like every month they've got something going where they've got live artists from around the synthwave scene. Some local to Atlanta, some they import in. And then you've got Nitrowave TC in the Twin Cities. They're doing the same thing.
Loving it.
Every month they've
One
got
of these
something
days,
planned, so.
I got to get out of New Jersey, Jules. I got to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess we might as well mention this one as well. November 28th, Bunny X at the Sultan Room. That is tentative in Brooklyn, so that might happen. But very good. Go out and see some shows. Don't just stick yourself in the room and not go out like me. Go be like Jules.
Most places you can see shows now.
Yeah, and I'm happy for you, Jules. I'm very excited. I'm a little upset that you didn't come to New Jersey when you came to the States, though. So I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, well.
There's
Man,
nothing going on.
If only the States was a smaller continent.
New York is a 2-hour drive, but it's so far to drive. Anyway,
Yep.
so once again, we want to thank Pylot for coming on, man. This was it's always an honor to have you on. I'm glad we got a chance to talk about what did we talk about? Taco Bell and
Taco Bell, KFC,
and the bottom floor in a basement that has glitter all over it, and S&M bars, and you're
all
welcome.
the good stuff, all the stuff I was hoping we'd talk about.
What was it? The largest sausage you have ever seen, or what was that that Jules was talking about?
No. Oh yeah, the sausage roll, largest sausage.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
pork
largest
pies, man.
sausage
Pork
roll
pies.
you've ever seen. There it is. Thank you so much for coming out. I know it's getting late over there, and we don't want to keep you up too late, but thank you so much
by the
for
way,
coming on.
Let's let people know if you want to indulge in Pylot's music, just head on over to iampylot.bandcamp.com
That's
and
it.
buy everything you see.
Buy it all.
Yep.
You got
Buy it
t-shirts, right? T-shirts?
Yes, there is some merch on there. I have got some new merch actually right behind me that I'm going to be selling soon.
Nice.
Ooh,
Jules is already ready.
like a shirt.
He's got his
It's
credit
t-shirt,
card. It's all set.
But it's limited to 100 pieces, and that's it. I'll never be making it again.
Oh, before we go to, I want to mention you have a Patreon.
I do have a Patreon,
Yes.
although
Is it
it's
closed?
neglected,
It's neglected.
and I feel terrible for it.
We can do those
I mean, the
streams.
thing
That's
is,
the thing.
With the Patreon, like, I'm supposed to do, like, well, I'm supposed to. I try and add to, like, a sample pack for people, so, you know, producers that want to use royalty-free samples in their own music. I'm kind of adding to a sample pack that I'm building over time. I haven't added to it in a couple of months, maybe 3 months.
Yeah.
I need to have some sessions, maybe once a week or something like that, where I just kind of cut and just make some. The thing is, like, I don't want to just put shit in there either. I
Right.
want to put good, like, stuff that people can actually use in their productions.
That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, yeah, you can definitely give Pylot money first, and he'll give you the samples later. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's probably worth noting as well, like, if people are interested in reading the story and stuff behind the music, you just go to iampylot.com as well.
Yeah.
And if you click on the My Journey tab, you can read all the story and listen to the music and look at the artwork and stuff at the same time.
It's a great read. It really is. Like, I remember when we
appreciate that.
first started hooking up, and I started checking out your stuff. Like, I was blown away that you had all this stuff, and it's like, it's a lot of lore. It's almost like a, you know what you ought to do? I'm just making more work for you now. You need to put that in a comic.
All night.
Put it in a comic, bound it up, and you can put that on a merch store too, or give that away for free to me. I'll put it on my wall.
I don't know if you saw the Salai EP. The vinyl came with an insert.
What?
And that was a one-page comic kind of illustration of the story,
Oh, that's sick.
of one of the main points of the story behind the EP. But like, I started writing a script for this like 4 years ago. Because what would be amazing one day is to pitch this to a network with the artwork, with the music as a concept, and be like, look, I have a small audience of dedicated listeners, I have the music, I have the artwork, let's like make this a thing. I would love to do that.
Give you some money, just to be like, yeah, give me some money, I got a thing, and you know, see who bites. The funny thing is, there's a lot of actually producers that I know that are actually kind of going for it. Like, they have the story and they're pitching like Netflix. You should pitch Netflix because they'll buy anything, you know. Just be like, yo.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I wish I could just knock on their door and be like, hi guys, yeah, I'll just let myself in. Listen, you need to buy this.
Here's the story, here's the art right here, and the music. Just give me some money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would love to do that. So,
I tell you, it would be amazing. I would love it. I would love
Yeah.
to see something like that going
I
out
would
there.
write
and-
a whole new soundtrack for it as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I would just treat it as like a long film or whatever, and I'd just write a whole new soundtrack for the thing. It'd be fucking sick.
That would be amazing. So
Yeah.
if you guys know any producers out there, you know, you never know. We have some cool people listening to our show. You can just get in touch with Pylot, iampylot.com, and give him some money. He will make you a story and an entire concept, along with apparently a new soundtrack. So there you go.
You don't need to do
Awesome.
any work apart from say yes and give
Just
me
say
lots of money.
yes and give him lots of money, and it'll be great. And somehow I'm involved in that somehow.
Yeah, Dan, you've just become my manager unofficially, so
There it is. I'll make myself worthy somehow. I don't know how, but I'll figure it out. Yes. Anyway, thank you so much, man. This was always a pleasure to have you on. And yeah, man.
yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
It's nice to chat
thank
to you
you.
again.
Indeed. And with that, Mr. Neon Fox, I believe we have another track that we would like
Oh,
to
yes,
drop
we do.
here.
We've got lots of tracks to play.
Yeah, let's go ahead
So
and drop
let's
something
see.
here.
All right, so from Argentina, Mass has dropped a new track, and it's called New Order. So here it is, right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Masked with New Order right there. Very good. Love that track. It's so badass. And he's cool when he plays live, too. He does his live streams and
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Yep,
Really.
seen him on the Synth Valley Stream Fest.
Yeah, absolutely. And hold on one second here. This is just coming in here. This is coming over the wire. Oh, wait a minute. This is from Vosto Vlad. What is he
Vosto?
doing? Yeah, I mean, last time I spoke to him, he was in Stone Mountain. Hold on, let me just read it here. Transponder is out of batteries. Been in Stone Mountain, Georgia for over a week. Yeah, we know. Big discovery, but we need to get help translating some ancient scripture. Okay. Can you help sending an image over hardwire? Hey, you guys, do you think we can at least take a break for a couple minutes and go grab a sandwich? 9. That sounds like a great idea. Let's get Dr. Hines. And then it just ends.
Huh? What?
I think that was
Is
Stan.
that?
Stan was asking to grab a sandwich or something like that. I don't know. So apparently they have a thing that they discovered, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out when we get it over hard copy. It should be coming soon, I guess. I don't know how he's going to get it. He's got no batteries.
At some point.
But once we get the image, I don't know. If you guys want to help us out, if anyone's good, I guess, at translating ancient scripture. I have no idea. This just came over the wire. And I tell you what, we'll put that out there. Whatever he sends me, I'm going to send to you guys. And, maybe we could figure out what in the world he is talking about. But yeah, that was that. And yes, with that, let's go ahead and move on to some birthdays in the house.
Well, you see now it gets complicated because there's almost no birthdays this week.
What?
There's no birthdays on the Facebook calendar that I like to stalk.
Oh man, we need to get more people for Jules to stalk. So if you guys can, just go ahead and send him your social security number.
I'll tell you. Yeah, tell all your details. But I will say that let's see, next Tuesday, right? So I can't find any birthdays that's going on between now and next Tuesday. But next Tuesday, a producer named Yunsu is celebrating a birthday.
Oh, very nice.
And so is Jonah Walton, who's part of Orlick Studio. They do mastering and stuff, and so happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday to you guys, and yeah, good job to everyone that has birthdays, I guess.
Don't worry, next Wednesday we'll have lots of birthdays because I'm looking at the calendars here. There's a bunch of birthdays late October.
Oh yes, that's when, I don't know, what do they have? That's all the winter, the people making the love in the wintertime, and they get pregnant 9 months later. It always falls like, what do they call that? Like the baby boomer month? There's always like 1 month where there's like all these babies being born.
Everybody keeping warm in January.
Yeah, everyone's just cold, and they just, they got nothing to do. So, they just do whatever comes natural. And there comes the baby. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
I don't know.
What is this?
How about we play a song?
Is this a lesson in what is that? Mother Nature?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you know what? We've neglected our shout-outs.
Oh, we have.
Yeah,
Shout-outs!
Shout-outs! I just want to shout out to Morpheus, who's in the chat, and Art the Brawler. Night Razor has joined us a little bit earlier. The Tilt joined us all the way from Serbia. And Rocketeer is in there as well. Unselassie is in there. Jam. And over on YouTube, Phil Maldonado is in there as well.
Very nice.
And somehow I got booted from the chat. I don't know. My tablet just went nuts.
What?
And it was joining, disjoining, disjoining. And I dare not join again because, Z's AI bots will ban me. And
ban hammer
that'll
you
be
to
it.
hell. That's true.
Exactly.
All right. So with that, shout out to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go ahead and drop another track. You want to go ahead and set this one up, Mr. Neon Fox?
Hells yeah. So, Finnish artist Runaway Droid, we all know him, has released a new album. It dropped last week, and it's called Dangerous. And here's a track from the album. It's called Reflections, right here on Night Ride FM.
And once again, that was Runaway Droid with Reflections. Yeah, I like that
Yep,
too.
from the album Dangerous.
Yeah, very good. But yeah, so we are just about at the end of our show. Again, we want to thank the wonderful Pylot for coming on. That was amazing talking with him about tacos and glitter and giant sausages.
Pork pies, man. Dennis, unfortunately, there's no good places in North America that make good pork pies. But
yeah,
if I ever find out of one, I'll order one and I'll mail it to you.
Nice, mail order pork pie.
It's contraband, but we'll mail it to you, and you'll enjoy what a
Can you mail a pork pie? I would love to see if you could try to do that. You could just lie to the mailman and be like, "It's not a pork pie in there," and just
it's just a giant sausage roll.
Put a coffee. How do they smuggle drugs? They put a coffee can and then they shove the drugs inside of the coffee can and they seal it back up and they're like, it's just a coffee can.
There you go.
So
there you go. Nice.
Put it in a paper bag or
yeah,
plastic bag.
It'll actually fit in a coffee can. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would work because the dogs can't sniff it, and I really have a feeling that it would work if you try to do that. So smuggle me over.
All I know is
pork.
You know what? I'm not gonna find one in Toronto though, so maybe we're gonna have to get one of our Brit friends, maybe Pylot.
All right.
To go buy one from Sainsbury's or something, and
indeed, let's do that. So,
yeah,
all right,
smuggle it.
While we're just wrapping up our show, we want to mention real quick that you can always go to patreon.com/NightRideFM, and you can always give us a little bit of cash because it helps us run the station. It is about, I guess, $500 or some crazy amount of money to stream all this nonsense. We're streaming nonsense to your living rooms.
We got to keep Z powered.
We got to keep him charged up.
The electrical bill.
With the electrics. And we do have a couple of new Patreons that came in. I believe they came in today. So we have K Dunn and Waves on Waves. They are brand new Patreons. So thank you so much for subscribing to our Patreon. And also, if you would like to specifically, I guess, support us as the State of Synth, you can always go to thestateofsynth.com. We have a little thing up in the right-hand corner. You can buy us a beer. Buy Vosto a beer, buy me a beer, buy Pylot a beer, buy us beers. Yeah. We like alcohol.
Beers.
And it's a good thing.
But I gotta mention, Waves on Waves is a producer who's got some collaborations and an album of collaborations coming out soon.
Ooh, really?
Oh yeah, Waves on Waves. He's working with a whole bunch of people.
Nice, very nice. Well, looking forward to hearing it. And I think that's it. We do want to remind you guys, if you missed us live, you can always check us out on the archive, Spotify. Thestateofsynth.com has all the links along with the show notes. Find the show notes, download it. You can look at it and be like, Dennis is right. It's got chicken scratch on it. But yeah, we made it through. You can also go on Neo Radio. hitradio.nz/Neo. That is over in what's that place that's not Australia? New Zealand.
That place that's not Australia. New Zealand, the land of the Kiwis.
Yes, you can go over there and hang out. They do play it, I think, 3 times a weekend. So if you want to jam out to the State of Synth on the weekend, you can always listen to their rebroadcast, the syndication of the show, or you can always just check us out on demand. Just go right nightride.fm, go to the archives, whatever you're fancy, man, whatever you're into. If you're into sausage pies, is that what they are?
Yeah,
they're sausage
pork
pies.
Pork pie.
Pork pies. If you're into pork pies, you can do that. If you're into dirty glitter, we got your bag. If you like Taco Bell or if you dislike Taco Bell, we love you either way. It's okay to not like Taco Bell. And I think that's it. We covered all the bases.
Yeah. Right? So we've got one more track.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's play everyone out by this song by Indonesian artist Rangga Electroscope. It's the titular track from their latest album, Drive-In Cinema. Thanks for listening from all of us here at Night Ride FM.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.